afternoon. It's an honour to be able to discuss some of the outcomes from our trip to Israel. Each startup gained many benefits, and I'm pleased to share a few with you today. So the first one, we set up, and the first one I said, be direct. So I will be. The trip was excellent. We were there for 2 weeks. It was a packed schedule that started as soon as we landed. A day and a half travelling. We thought it was time to relax, recoup. No. It was straight to the Innovation Centre. It was great though to be reminded of the amount of technology that's come from Israel in the past few years. It was really motivating. That followed by a briefing about the 2 weeks to come and already trying to plan and arrange meetings with organisations. And then a photo. That didn't go so well. You can imagine 10 of us after 2 days of travelling, didn't look that good, so sorry about that. The next day, straight into the package. Workshops covering our value propositions, business models, pitching and meeting VCs. I think a good example of this, Dick specifically, were able to make the head of Innovate, the investment arm of Syntel. And for us it's a great opportunity because we're just about to hopefully partner with Optus. So you can already see that Syntel as a partner, the parent company of Optus, is a fantastic opportunity. Then we met other startups, talked about business structure and startup life cycle. And the thing that I took away from that was they're really focused to go global on day one. And I talked about the reason why I think that they're able to do that. So as I said, we had the exposure into the Israel startup community, and I was determined to find out how it works in Israel. So I put it into a few categories. I looked at it and I said, is it the tech and is it the people? Do they have advantages? And I truly believe they don't. I really think that the Australian economy at the moment is bringing some of the best technical minds and really delivering on that. The next thing I looked at was the government. Many years we know that the government in Israel has really been supporting the startup community there. But I believe that, and I've seen it now, that the government here has really stepped up to support us in grants, the Wynyard hub of innovations coming, and many, many more things. And then I was looking at the VCs, and I was talking to another startup there, and I actually thought the Israeli VC was just kind of just flicking out money for the sake of it. And he told me it wasn't like that. And the thing I realised is that they've established a really good partnership with the US VCs, and they're actually driving that investment, and then the Israeli VCs are partnering up with them, that allows them then to show that global reach straight away. And maybe that's something we can look at here. The other thing that stood out for me is their PR. They truly believe in what they're doing. And it was a good example that we were lucky enough to have a speaker from the US 8200, and now he's a VC and consulting for some of the largest enterprises. And we asked the question, will you bring Australian tech into Israel? No. Direct answer from Israel. But the thing he actually meant was he doesn't think he needs to, because everything's born within Australia that they honestly need. And I think that's a really interesting concept. So then I took the conversation a bit further with the startup, and I said, well, how do you make your technology available to everybody? And he said, that's easy. The thing that actually happens is the customers and corporates are lining up to test and improve the technology so it's commercially ready, which makes it really stand out the close relationships they have in Israel. And I'll just leave you with, if we have this domestic support, we would dramatically change the economic growth and spark a global interest. This foundation will then create a huge opportunity for our export of our technology and build strong, lasting partnerships globally. It's certainly a journey our startups at the back there and myself would love to be a part of. Your support and the rest of Australia is crucial to our success. So once again, thank you very much to the New South Wales Government and Australia for organising such a great programme. Thanks to the AICC for inviting us here today, and thank you for listening and future support. Thank you.